Welcome to We Learn. This is session 13 of Management of Market Communication and Advertising. Today we are going to cover different topics like positioning by talent. Then we will discuss the techniques and strategy required for the marketing concepts we are going to cover. Positioning by auxiliary services, positioning by market, positioning by price. Then we will cover the strategy which will influence the client basically. Role of agency in advertisement we are going to cover. Role of marketing agency. Social media's role. An agency for a medium sized client as well as for large size client we are going to cover. Apart from this, we will also focus on to the product life cycle, how to create creative advertising, brand concept, professional branding, how to sell your product, business applications we are going to cover, role of brand in loyalty, and then brand relationship with that of the other discipline. So this was the list that we are going to cover in today's session. The first topic of today's session is positioning by talent. Positioning by talent means that an agency has to offer full-fledged services according to the talent of the recipient. However, its positioning may be decided by the strength it creates in one particular area. And when we talk about the creative oriented, it means the client may be looking for the agencies which are enough capable of delivering strikingly or striking different creative output. Means the client basically asks for that agency which hit the right target, and not only the hit, rather different creative output should come out. So positioning by talent means look for the right potential, search for the creative talent to bring the creative output. So this positioning can cut across the size barrier. The small agency too can position itself in this slot, earning the label as creative's hot shot for itself. So positioning by talent is a very new concept in the current market which ultimately affects the final output or innovative output which is processed by the creative thinking, creative process, innovative approaches, and by the right agencies which are capable enough to deliver the creative output. A client may need to bank upon creative to create a communication difference. Means creative output is capable of generating the unique output which is different in terms of communication. Marketing input oriented agencies may have strength of having good brand thinkers. The benefit offered by this positioning to the client is a better interpretation of the marketing concept into the advertising. So basically, positioning by talent focus on the positioning of the client to a better place by implementing marketing concept into the advertising, because advertising is a like powerful tool which create an influence in the market. People or customer client can get to know about that particular product or service, and then that relates to the generation of the benefits. Yes, it is true that marketing requires strategy. Whenever a marketing plan is to be implemented into the market with respect to any product or service, it requires a strategy that you want to build. Like, strategy could be fixed price shop, strategy could be like no bargaining. This is the concept that we have to implement, and it should be communicated to the customer also. So marketing is basically the implementation or formulation of the strategy, and strategy revolves around the long range planning of the organization, which involves lots of other concepts also. Like in this scenario, marketing is a very powerful concept which takes the input from the advertising agency. Strategy is also a kind of input. Research, products input, how the feedback is about the product. Internet also plays a very important role in the marketing. And last but not the least, that is branding. Marketing concepts helps in the implementation of all these concepts, and the focus is totally on to the marketing. So we can say that marketing is a mixed concept which takes the input from branding, internet, product, research, strategy, advertisement and all. And every new dimension is having its own influence in the market. Marketing is the implementation of market concept. It is true. And strategy helps to build that concept so that marketing concept can be implemented. But before implementing any market concept, market is to be researched first to get the level of target audience, and to even to search and identify the target audience, because until unless you are not aware about the future customer or target customer, we can't implement any sort of marketing concept. So strategy ultimately depends on to the market research also. And when the market research is okay, strategy is okay, then implementation part came into the picture. And after the implementation part, there comes the worth of brand, where every company has its own image, means the product or service is identified by the brand name. So brand is also a very important concept that plays a valuable role in the entire marketing concept. Now, positioning by auxiliary means. Agency can position themselves by offering additional services. Additional services like in-house market research services. Further alternatives are direct marketing और पब्लिक रिलेशन. ये वो मीडियाज हैं या वो एजेंसीज हैं जिसके थ्रू हम पोजीशनिंग कर सकते हैं. These package of services can help give an agency the extra edge with the client whose usage level of services are high. आप किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस को सेल करना चाहते हैं तो फर्स्टली गो फॉर द इन हाउस मार्केटिंग. इन हाउस मार्केट रिसर्च करने के बाद you will be able to have some live data with you, and accordingly, by keeping in view of in-house market research data, direct marketing plan can be prepared. Another area or domain that will also help in getting the better client service is public relations. Entire public relations plays an important role. So the synergy of advertising with market research or direct marketing is the consumer benefit offered by the agencies choosing this position alternative. So positioning by auxiliary services help helps in synergizing of benefits to the consumer as well as to the advertising agency by providing the benefits to the consumer by choosing the positioning alternatives. Next topic that we are going to cover is positioning by markets. It is possible for an agency to position itself by markets. Some agencies in India specialize in public issue advertising. Their positioning in this segment is so strong that few consumer product launches are done by these agencies. There are also some agencies whose bulk of businesses comes through publishing tender notices of public sector undertakings. This is another example of specialization by markets. It is possible for the agencies to specialize in either industrial products advertising or retail advertising. So, positioning by market also plays a very important role in the whole marketing scenario. Next topic that we are going to cover is positioning by price. Professional code of ethics basically do not allow any discounting practices on media commission. Earnings. Some agencies position themselves by offering discounts to client. This is called as a positioning by price. So positioning by price plays an important role by following professional code of ethics and by not allowing the discounting practices on media commission earnings. This is called as a positioning by price. Client influencing strategy. Basically, client influencing strategy includes entrepreneurship, which says that if you want to survive in this particular world, then you need to follow some risk, and that risk-taking attitude is being taken by the agencies now. So agency task involves the nurturing of the new brand by creating the positioning. न्यू ब्रांड को आप इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे by influencing the strategy to the client. Role of agency in advertisement. Agency plays a very important role in any sort of advertisement, whether it's a social media or internet media. So advertisement house are basically the source of producing advertisement. They act as an agent for the advertisement. Role of marketing agency. Marketing agency plays a very important role in bringing about the marketing because they understand the concept first. Marketing agencies build the concept, design the concept, implement the concept, review the concept, and then finally the overall general concept is produced by implementing the marketing agency concepts. In the marketing, social media plays a very interactive role by communicating with the people, by getting the true feedback, by communicating at large extent. Social media also helps in bringing about the marketing by sharing the data and files, by collaborating at personal level, by searching, entertainment, and in this whole scenario of social media, internet plays a very effective role. And when we talk about the social media communication cannot be completed without mobile. Mobile is responsible for the communication. effective communication rather. So to connect the group of communication, so to communicate different group of people among each other, it is the role of social media which actually interacts one people with that of the group of people. We can make use of different marketing tools and media for the marketing, sales, public relations, and all can be communicated by means of marketing. Next that we are going to cover is agency for a medium-sized client. Agency for a medium-sized client basically includes servicing, situation, decision making, media planning. Servicing may be personalized, but agency should meet second line marketing people to receive market feedback directly. Because until and unless the feedback is not received, the level of services cannot be improved. So for a medium-sized client, agency plays a very important role in improving the services. Situation. Next parameter that we are going to cover under this category is situation. It is a hierarchical and partly personalized. Decision making. Agencies should promote formalized decision making based on account planning, recommendation, to dilute the focus on gut feel only. Next is media planning. Media planning has to think of using mass media judiciously. For building brand leaders, media dominance strategy has to be worked out. Means if you want to bring any sort of brand, for that purpose, by properly using media concepts, a strategy has to be worked out, then only the brand can lead among all other existing brands. Account planning. Account planning should be the key agency focus so as to highlight the brand position or to reposition a slow moving brand. Creative parameter basically insist on to make the brand distinction totally different from others. Means you have to apply your creativity in making your product to be different from others. It should use the media differently or design the message very differently. Client focus. It must be made long term here by agency advice. Agency for a large size client. Previously we talked about the medium size client. Now we are talking about the large size client. It also involves servicing, but it follows a formal hierarchical structure for providing the services. The agency for a large size client involves the decision making process as a formalized process. Media planning. In this, the key input to the strategy here is market intelligence. That is, market intelligence means what our competitors can plan to do. वो क्या कर सकते हैं हमारे competitors, so as to prompt clients marketing has to participate in this. Account planning. It involves the defensive strategy for brand position. Creative means focus for those target audience which competitors are planning to tap. In other media, reminder level to be maintained. Client focus. Defensive for brand position and sheer offensive for competitive threats. Product life cycle. Product life cycle is a life cycle of product which involves the creation of the brand, strengthen the brand position, and then guard the positioning of the brand. And when we talk about the create brand positioning, it means entrepreneurial needs in servicing, planning and execution. In the initial stages of the brand, we require the entrepreneurs in terms of services, planning and execution. And strengthening of brand can be achieved by the proper planning of the dominant needs. If brand is not moving well, then we can reposition it under the strengthened brand position part. Guard positioning basically involves maintenance for the dominant brands, because brand is such a parameter that needs constant and continuous maintenance. And to bring about the advertisement in a creative way, you have to think out of the box. That brings about the creative advertising. So by identifying the potential needs as well as the potential tools, creative advertising can be generated so that target customers can be achieved. Brand new concepts focus on that product or service can be sell itself if you brand it. So whatever concept you want to sell into the market, brand your concept first by offering certain specific features in marketing, supplies, maintenance and all. Professional branding, it gives the answer of what is your brand so that people can get to know. You should specify the features of your brand, what are the characteristics, what are the specific or unique parameters of your brand. Until and unless you will not specify your brand, professional branding cannot be achieved. So if you want to sell your product, firstly express yourself. What your company is and what you are looking for. So express yourself by using some different marketing tools and advertisement tools. You can implement some sort of concept also. Like idea communication has expressed themselves in a very wonderful way. That an idea can change your life. Yes, it is true that an idea can change your life. So in this way, that idea communication has sold their product by expressing their punchlines. Business applications involves the role of social media like web media, internet, friends, relatives, social neurologists, concepts and you also. So all these different disciplines helps in developing a strong social media which ultimately helps in the implementation of business applications. Brand generates loyalty of product or service. Yes, if there is any brand in the market, it gets the attention of the customer first, and customer attention means customer is basically or client is relying on you, having faith on that company. So creating a brand generates a loyalty pattern basically in terms of faith and in terms of trust also. Brand is having the relationship with that of the other disciplines also, like advertising, marketing, product, branding and all. So in this way, brand relationship can be achieved with the help of other supporting disciplines. So before we end, there is a do-it-yourself exercise for you. In the first question, you have to define the role of social media, and then in the second question, you have to explain the role of brand in the marketing. With this, we are going to finish this session. Thank you.